YouTube, how we doing? And we got a 15 gamer. We got every single team in action today. Rolling for some MLB action with you guys. Joined as always by my guys too. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. It's been a good week for me on the show here. Good week betting in general. We got honestly, in my opinion, I think one of the better slates this year I've seen so far, just in terms of like an entertainment standpoint, like a lot of fun matchups, a lot of bettable games and stuff like that. So I'm happy. I'm excited to get into it. I don't know if you watched last night, but we just had a fucking awesome NBA game.
I watched the last 2 minutes. Like I only do for NBA now. So
that's all you needed, honestly. You got the best parts because this Pacers team is like, you can't turn the TV off in the fourth quarter, man. I'm tired as hell. I just got back from something. I'm thinking it's time to go to bed. You know what I mean? I'm not even going to watch the end of this game. And I'm so glad that I did not make that decision because, I got some OKC futures, nothing crazy, but at least some small ones. I'm rooting for them to win. But, man, this Pacers team reminds me so much of the hat I'm wearing, the 2019 Nationals, that team that every step of the way, you're like, there's no fucking way they're going to beat these guys. They got all these problems here and there, and then they somehow keep on doing it. And man, for the Pacers to win that first game, that's just so awesome. I hope they can keep doing it. I said on the show a couple weeks ago, I've been doubting them the whole way, and I've been wrong the whole time, So a couple rounds ago, I was just like, fuck it. I'm just going to root for these guys. It's pretty fun. They're doing a great thing right now. Halliburton has the clutch gene, it seems like. Neesmith with one of the craziest step backs on SGA to get that go-ahead three or that, three to cut it to a couple points. Just insane ending of a game. Great hoops, and shout out to the Pacers. Keep proving people wrong, man. I'm totally cool if I lose my future. Like I said, it's not a lot of money. If the Pacers won this, I'd be fired up.
Yeah, dude, I just don't know, man. It's always tough for me when I can, you get before the series starts a minus 800 on them, and like I kind of feel like I have to bet them at minus. What are they? Minus 280 now. It's just like that's such a fat discount, and it's just like, I don't think they did anything off of the turnovers. I just looked at the numbers after the game. I didn't watch the game. But because I worked late last night, so I'm gonna I'll be able to. My wife is on a bachelorette trip right now, so I will be watching an unlimited amount of games, an unlimited amount of UFC. I will be able to watch whatever I want the next 2 nights. Fuck, bro. 15 gamer tomorrow, full UFC slate. I have a fuckload of college baseball bet today already. Your boy's living right now, bro. Yep. This is that weekend here where we go crazy. And we absolutely take some money down from these books. So let's get a quick recap because I got to take my L for being on my island for sure. Chris Sale under 6.5 Ks. That did not pan out the way I expected. That game was just insane. If you would have told me Merrill Kelly would shove 7 scoreless on the Braves, I would have thought you're fucking crazy, man. I mean, that those are the reason why you bet those alt totals when you have aces pitching. It's just Merrill Kelly ain't a fucking ace. And he got Chris Sale going there a little bit. Chris Sale still didn't get the win. He didn't even get the win. I'm pretty sure he took the L in that game because they just couldn't score any runs.
Yeah, it was a weird one. I didn't pay too close of attention after the bet was not looking as great early. Just hope for a blowout inning or something at that point, But it happens when you bet against. You said it in the thing. When you bet against high-level guys, you take the under. Sometimes it's going to blow up, and that's betting. At plus money, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think you ended up getting that close at plus 110, so it wasn't too crazy. But luckily for us, you got the win, and we kept our the same spot.
Yeah, shout out Kyle Harrison. I mean, I said in my tweet for the show that it was probably my favorite MLB bet of the year going into it, and I'm glad it worked out well. I mean. It was just one of those, like, I feel like you don't look at it. It reminded me of what you had with Kikuchi when we were on Spaces the other day, where you just look at something and go, well, that's not right. Like, that's clearly not right. At worst, it should be 15.5. And it stuck around like this for another hour or two after the show. Then eventually it did get bet down to 15.5. I liked it there as well. Once again, I thought that was even the correct number, what it should have been. So was just happy to get this one in right here. A little bit of a no sweat one after he threw like 27 pitches in the first or something like that. So shout out to the Padres. Work counts, did well. It was a fun bet to watch. Love to get an under like this.
Yeah, dude, it was weird because he started shoving for like a 2-inning stretch, and then it started going back to normal. That's where I kind of get a little nervous because he just went on this fucking little like 6-batter streak where it just looked like, where has this been? This is where you got drafted. This is why you got drafted so high, and then he just fell back to what we're used to seeing there. But there was like I don't remember who he was facing, but it was like a 6-batter stretch where he just looked really, really good, and he still stayed under the number there. So, like I said, units stay the same. I had a plus money spot, so we feel pretty good heading into today's slate. So let's talk about it. We got only one early game. I'm assuming we're not going to talk much about that one because Marlins fucking suck. But any game catching your outside of, obviously, we'll talk our home team games here in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, even beyond that, I mean, we get a little bit of the historical rivalry stuff, Red Sox, Yankees with Walker Buehler on the mound, Warren on the other side. That could mean some action, you know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be necessarily a pitcher's duel. Even looking at the total at only 8.5, I might have even thought that might have been bumped up one to maybe 9.5 there. So I think that could be a pretty fun, entertaining game. And yeah, it's just a solid slate in general. Like looking through it, even some of these later night matchups, I want to fade Senzatella like normal whenever he pitches. I don't know how many starts he's got left in the tank at 1-10 with the 7 ERA. So got to hop on those while you still can. And then I'll talk about it with the bets. But Orioles Athletics I'll probably have a couple bets in that one. I'm not going to lie. That's shaping up like it could be. For you as a DFS guy, kind of the DFS slate killer where you got such a high total and maybe a lot of stuff is going to be chalk, or maybe if you fade that game, it could be kind of rough. But yeah, I just think that'll be a fun one with a lot of offense and 2 very hittable pitchers. So I'm kind of hyped for today's slate. Like I was saying, I think there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's important to talk about. You said this is one of your favorite slates of the year. I think for an entertainment value, it is good pitching. So this is like the worst slate of the season outside of Eric Skubal. Like this might be the worst assortment of pitching that you've ever seen put together, right?
Matter props, baby.
Outside of Skubal, obviously, because Skubal is obviously the best in the league. But like, there's no good pitching on the slate, like at all. I have absolutely no faith in any single pitcher that is out there. I faded Erod. I faded Lodolo. I faded Ben Brown. I faded almost every single person on this slate. My biggest issue is like if I throw, you throw a parlay together and you're trying to take these overs, there's going to be an apple pie shit, right? There's going to be one of these games is going to take an absolute dump and it's going to suck. It's just you got to find which ones are going because there's a lot of 10s out here. And to say that when I'm looking at the top scoring, right? The daily specials of my favorite ones, right? Where we see the top scoring and all that, where Coors isn't the top, right? That you just don't see that very often. You just don't get to see that very often, and that's why I like to bet on those slates because there's a lot of other games. But the books are already privy to it. The Athletics game is crazy high. Obviously, the wind's blowing out, and you got 2 hittable guys. And not even that. I mean, you get, like I said, you got Coors, and then you also have the game in Cincinnati, right? I couldn't remember where that was, but that's also another small park that we get to hit into. So it's just should be a lot of runs for today. But yeah, as a guy who enjoys good pitching, this is not the slate to be betting on. But we do like some overs here, and obviously I'll have a couple overs.
Yeah, no, it just shows, the differences between us. I'm looking for the batter props. I'm looking for the action. I'm looking for the ugly pitchers. And, I respect a pitching gem. I like a good one. But if it's a whole slate of them, then I'm probably not going to do too well on the bets. Like I'm looking for some action. And when we talked about that, do you have general thoughts on the Skubal versus Cubs? Because that's kind of
I can't bet a strikeout number here.
It's probably discounted, right? I assume it is.
7. It's at 6.5.
Okay.
Which is a huge discount off of. I mean, he had a couple games with 8.5.
Yep.
I mean, he's that good. It's just, I can't bet the Cubs. I can't bet him really, and it sucks because if I don't know, I don't usually play DFS on these huge slates, just because the score needed is, and I know 150 max, so it's tough to play on these types of days. But dude, this is tough because you have Screwball obviously at home. If this was in Wrigley, I probably would lean a little bit more towards the Cubs here. But I think Screwball still does his thing. I just think the books are just fucking me over, man. Because the 18.5, right? 18.5 prop for outs is only plus 100, right? It's like you're expecting him into the 7th inning. So it's like that would be where I wanted to play it, just because we see a lot of early swings from the Cubs. They attack early in counts, and the books are privy to it. So it sucks because I would really like to bet on them and in that game especially, but I don't think I'm going to get to anything.
No, that's fair. I saw the outs was 19.5 this morning and then down to 18.5. Now it looks like a lot of books have moved up to 7.5 Ks at plus 110 as well. I don't see any 6.5s left in the market. So it looks like people are still riding the Screwball wave even in the tougher matchup today, which I don't think I'm going to be doing as well either.
Yeah, and I think I mean, dude, the bottom of that order is tough, bro, for the Cubs. Like, it just depends on who they're starting. Like if we have like a Nico Horner doesn't strike out a ton, right? But I mean, if they're gonna put like Bush in there, that's a free strikeout. The fucking rookie Shaw, dude's ass. He's gonna get K'd twice. Now it's like Ian Happ from the switch side. It's been very good at putting the ball in play, coming off a home run day yesterday. I mean, they got the GOAT Peter Crow Armstrong out there too, who's just been hitting 100+ mile-an-hour balls every single day. So it's like, I like both sides. I've played both sides every single time I can, but I can't. They're both. I like playing both sides too much. I don't know which one I would fade.
Very fair. And then I think the final game, obviously, to bring up, is the fucking GOAT, or the former GOAT for betting, Patrick Corbin, going against DC. And a little bit of a revenge game after turning his career around. I don't know how to feel about this game from like a narrative perspective. I was telling you, I have plans later. I'm trying to shift him around. I kind of want to go watch this just to see what it's like. Like Washington, I don't love taking them against lefties in general, just because a lot of the CJ and Wood are doing most of their damage, from their lefties. You know what I mean? And the rest of the lineup kind of sucks. I was even telling you, I was thinking about betting fucking Ahmed Rosario. That tells you how ugly. And he's going to be probably in like the 2-hole tonight as well. That's what they've been doing against lefties recently. So I don't know. I don't know if I can I really want to take DC, but I want to know if you think that's a dumb bet here, because sometimes you can't separate the homerism,
I'd definitely be betting the Rangers in this game.
Ugh.
I have to.
Ugh.
I have to. The shitty part is just that Nationals bullpen is so bad.
Yeah.
Jake Irvin, another short start yesterday. I faded him yesterday. Got a nice winner on hits allowed. The dude is just a walking barrel. So you got a depleted bullpen. If you're the Rangers, how fucking sick are you after last night? I watched that game. I had a bet on the Rays, and I felt awful about it, bro. I felt awful about it because I'm a Pep guy, I like him. And they went on a fucking 2 RBI single to first base or second base. The Rangers blow that. Like, that one hurts, man. That's a game that that kind of sticks with you a little bit. I'm not a Soroka guy. I'm not a Corbin guy. But what I will say is that lineup with Corey Seager in it now just looks so much better, dude.
Yeah.
It is just crazy how that lineup stretches out now. When you put Seager in the 2 and then they just chuck Simi into the 7, bro. Hits 2 nukes last night, right? And it's like they're fine with Josh Smith at the top. He's a good lefty, putting the ball in play. Being able to have Langford be the guy that Adolis Garcia was. Adolis was batting 8. Like, it's so much better offense, dude. And I just watched that. I just watched Colin Rea make the Nationals look like absolute AAA players. Like,
yeah.
And he's throwing the same speed, same shit as Corbin from the other side, right? And Rea might actually throw slower, and he was a Brewer, so I actually liked him when he was over by us.
Yeah.
Man, dude, it's watching that game yesterday. It was just crazy, like how bad that Nationals offense.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times. It's not great, but I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I don't know what to do with this game, man. Because there's no like the ghost of old. Patrick Corbin comes back out and he looks like he's back in Nats Park. He gets some PTSD before the game, and suddenly we're back to giving up 8 runs a game. Like I don't know. I don't know if I can resist fading Corbin in DC. Like I just don't know if I can do it.
Like I'm almost to the point where I might play DFS just to start Patrick Corbin. Like I think that's gonna happen today.
I don't know what the Nationals team total is, but I might just take that instead, or the game over, because I think Soroka and then the shitty bullpen probably gets rocked as well. So maybe just over is the move. But also Rangers bullpen isn't good either, right? I mean, we definitely won against them a little bit as well, but I don't know.
They ain't Nationals bad.
Well, that's true. No one can say that right now. So
Texas is the middle of the league. They're 2.5 runs better than the Nationals bullpen.
Comparing to the Nationals makes everybody look good, okay? But I get your point. Middle of the pack, not something you can. I mean,
they're right outside the top 10. They're 11th, 3-6.
I'm going off what you're saying, okay? I don't know.
Holy shit, dude! The Nationals are 6. The bullpen's a 6. The A's are only team worse. Holy fuck, dude!
Nationals also cut 3 guys, but that's okay. Like it's still that bad after cutting 3 guys with the 10 ERA and just replacing them with new guys with the 10 ERA. It's pretty impressive, honestly. But maybe I'll just take an over then. I don't know. I don't know if I want to be disappointed, but we'll see what happens. I got to get a homer or 2 in there as well. I don't know who's going to hit them because they suck, as we just talked about. But man, someone's got to take Corbin deep. Hopefully, it's my guy James Wood. 2 home runs away from cashing that season-long over. Let's just do it tonight. Why not?
Yeah. I think I have to. I think I just have to lean the Rangers. But hey, I hope I'm wrong. I'm not gonna have a bet in it or anything, but just for your sake. But I will make a lineup specifically tonight. And I'm hoping I can find. Hopefully, on FanDuel, he's just an absolute fucking cheapskate, like $6K on a slate like this, where I can bet Patrick Corbin. I'm gonna have him be my only pitcher of the day. Like that would be the only way I play it. Right, because if he goes out there and just shoves on him, he's getting that quality start. He's probably got a good chance at that win. That's kind of the way I feel like I have to play this spot. But let's get to some bets. We got 20 of you guys in here live. Hit that like button, guys. We've been pushing to 30 likes these last couple of videos. We appreciate the support. Excuse me, as always. Okay, get over to you to start off in that late game hammer that you were talking about, and let's get it going.
Yeah, we got Lawrence Butler over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, -135. Over on Bet365, -137 on Caesars, and then -140 pretty much everywhere else. For me, I mean, this one was pretty simple. When I see Dean Creamer, I open up my fucking app, I look around, and I go, what lefties are on the other side? What lefties are on the other side? And that's how I'm going to continue to bet against it. And it's been a profitable strategy for the last season at least, and he's gonna have to prove me wrong going forward. I mean, those splits are pretty insane. Like just to open it up right now, versus lefties, 331 average, 556 slugging, righties 210 average, 336 slugging, 151 ABs versus lefties, only 119 versus righties. Teams are just stacking the hell out of any lefties they have against them. They've been doing it all year, and it's been working pretty well. And honestly, I don't think you can really go wrong. I like this A's lineup in general. Obviously, like Wilson has been on the show a couple times. He'll probably get like 4 hits. That guy's pretty clutch right there. I'll probably have him in a hit parlay as well. But I think Butler, for the price, being up at the top of that lineup, especially so much equity and runs as well as RBIs, as well as just being able to drive himself in. I mean, the guy's barrel rate, the expected slugging is all very good. I mean, when he gets, hits the ball, he hits it pretty damn hard. He's also got the stolen base upside, when he does get on base, he can get himself in a good position to score right there. And I mean, you touched on it. We've got a game in Coors with Sensatella pitching, and this is the highest total on the slate. I mean, like, we got competition. Like there's a reason the total is so high in this game. And when you look at both these pitchers, I think there's going to be plenty of runs scored on both sides. And I just want hits, runs, RBIs, access to the top of these orders. And I think Butler being at a playable price, despite being up there, is just a gimme. And when we talked about this before the show, you were kind of saying like, oh yeah, no, makes sense. It's minus 135. Like for me, I would have thought this would have been like a minus 180, minus 190, because normally, I mean, on a good offense with the high total, take out all the pitching matchup, take anything else out, you're normally not going to get a very playable price in general. So for me, when I saw this, I saw it was a playable price. I wasn't going to pass it up. I really like it. I think it should be in that minus 180 range. I like how Butler does a lot of different things well. The guy's sitting 400 over the last 15 games. Over the last 30 games, 336. The slugging has been great. Like great recent form. He's scoring runs, scoring RBIs, doing it in different ways. I just like the versatility. And yeah, I like this price tag. So I'm not going to overcomplicate things. Going to keep fading Krispy Kreme on the other side right here and just keep on taking lefties against him until it fails.
Yeah, don't mind it. The only reason I'm ever worried about bets like these are when it's like it feels like it's too good to be true again. You know, it almost feels like that. It's like, why are we seeing this at where it's at? I'm also just looking through this lineup, and really the only lefties you're worried about is Butler and Soderstrom, right? All the other guys are righties. So,
but the righties are good. The righty, like you got like Rooker, you got Wilson, like they're good. You know what I mean? They're not like shit. So even though the matchup isn't as good, those guys, I still trust them. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like as a pitcher, when you're throwing it and you know you can't get guys on that side of the plate out, you're a fuck ton more aggressive to the righties. Like he has to be, right? Mm-hmm. I just feel like this is a spot where he's gonna be just picking around the corners, and we're just hoping that Butler takes those walks and gets the runs. You know, like that's kind of where I feel in this one. So maybe I look at like a ladder on the run score for Butler, maybe, because I just have a feeling this is a walk game for him, just because I just don't trust Cream in this spot with 15-mile-an-hour winds blowing out. Like it's, you know what you're good at, right? You're in the big leagues, you know what you're good at, and I could definitely see him being super aggressive against those righties because there's really no lefties outside of him and Soderstrom that have anything to compete with him with, you know. And obviously you got Rooker and Wilson, Langoliers, all these guys down the order that have obviously been playing very good. Like I ain't worried about Shenman or whoever the fuck his name is, Schumann or whatever it is. You're not worried about those guys at the bottom doing much. I'm not worried about 47-year-old Gio Urshela, right? Like it's, you know, it's like the top is the top for a reason, I guess. But yeah, it just seems a little weird. I feel like this should be a 2.5 number. So I will be going to another very similar spot to what I did last show. But obviously I'm a lot more confident in this one, and the books are too, giving you a minus 115 here. I'm going to Nick Lodolo under strikeouts. We're going right back to the D-backs doing their thing against left-handed pitching on the season right now. Even after that absolute debacle against Chris Sale, they are at 17.1% strikeout rate against lefties on the season. Nick Lodolo has really cleaned up his stuff in terms of walking guys, right? He had a 7.5% walk rate last year. He's down to 4.8% this year. So a lot of stuff in the zone. And the reason why that's happening is because he's really heavily reliant on that four seam and the sinker. That makes up about 50% of his stuff. Honestly, I thought his curveball would be better. His curveball last year, 43% whiff rate. This year it's down to 33%. So we're just seeing a lot less movement. It's been a good pitch for him, but just not getting as much swing and miss. Even the changeup has just been very below average, right? 28% or 26% last year in terms of whiff. It's down to 20%. Every single pitch is down in terms of whiff percentage this year. And I think it's just because he's filling up the zone, right? He was effectively wild. That is why he was good and why he was getting all those strikeouts, because you didn't know if 97 was coming at your head, right? He was literally that wild. Now he has really sharpened it up. He's getting deeper into games, but that becomes, all right, we're going to have to throw some extra sinkers in there, right? We're going to have to really start relying on throwing pitches that do get less swing and miss. The changeup, like I said, has taken a step up in terms of usage, almost 8%. And like I said, the swing and miss is just not there right now. Just looking at these guys, like I said, Arizona, so many righties in there that just do not strike out. We've also seen back-to-back games against the Cubs for Lodolo. So that's obviously he ended up getting him to both of those games. The Cubs obviously do very, very well against lefties, but they don't strike out a ton. But they have a lot more power, so you see a little bit more swing and miss towards the bottom of that order. I was just talking about Shaw and those guys there. And also, I think that you see these guys being a little bit extra aggressive from the Arizona side. You just got lit up by Sale, right? But in the second half of that game, or in the second half of that doubleheader, we saw these guys just put up crazy amount of runs. Right? We've been talking about these overs in these games because Arizona just plays the overs, man. They're a fun team. They put the ball in play and they have a ton of power. And now you're in Great American Ballpark, man. So you're going out there trying to put that ball in the air. Also, none of these guys have really faced him, so I actually think that's kind of an advantage, right? You know what he's going to be trying to do, right? You got sinker, changeup, and only one breaking ball. It's just a big overhand curveball. So I think that this Arizona team comes out and puts on the clinic here. I think this is going to be a very fun game, and I think that the effective wild side of Lodolo is gone. So now you're just like, all right, this ball is going to be in the zone. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, no, I like the spot. Obviously, I like the analysis. You kind of talked about it on the previous show there, but I mean, I'm not one that likes to go against these teams that don't strike out. I know some people try to buy low all the time, but I don't like messing with these bad matchups. And when a team like Diamondbacks not only can have a outing where they don't strike out and they struggle, but they still don't strike out, they can also just get you out of there. That's a really dangerous lineup as well. And obviously that's always going to be a threat with Lodolo and Great American Small Park here. So I was looking at batter props in this game. It looks like it's going to be a solid, fun one with some action. Both pitchers look kind of hittable, so I like the under. I'll definitely be tailing.
Yeah, and I also just like how they just haven't really let him run that long. I don't think he's cleared 100 pitches all year. And that's even coming out 6 innings against the Pirates, 7 Ks, 1 run. He's at 88, 89 pitches and they pull him, right? That's the best he's done all year, right? There's also that Braves game, 6 innings, 2 earned, 7 Ks, 92 pitches, pull him, right? So it's they're not going to give him those extra chances in these spots. And like I said, I think 98 is the highest he's gone all year. I think this is a good spot. And this is a spot where the Diamondbacks give me back my money.
Yeah, let's do it. They owe us a little bit here. I don't see why not,
Beautiful. Let's get a quick recap here, Stu, and then we'll get talking about some long shots.
Sounds good. Got Lawrence Butler of the Athletics over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, -135 on 365, -137 on Caesars, and I play that to -145.
Beautiful, and I'll be on Nicola Dolo for under 4.5 strikeouts at -115. So we got a full slate of games today. What do you got for a long shot? Is there anything sticking out to you on this slate?
Yeah, I haven't bet anything yet. I mean, I'll I already said, I'm probably gonna homer bet James Wood, both for a homer and as a homer. Mostly I meant as a homer right there. I gotta get something against Senzatella. I haven't figured out what yet. Obviously, I'm sure Pete Alonso home run is gonna be plus 100, so that probably won't be a possibility. But I'd love to get some action in that game. But I don't have any long shots locked in right now. Even honestly, some homers in that Orioles Athletics game are probably going to be pretty appealing as well. So I don't know. I don't have any bets in, but I'm sure I'll find some over the course of the day and post them.
Okay. I'm just looking through. There's a couple spots that kind of stuck out to me a little bit here that I do want to try and capitalize on a little bit. I think I might just have to go all the way up on this spot. So I was going to play a parlay of 2 spots that I really do like today, but I think we're going to switch it up because it's just not – there's not another team that I trust as much or I really want to go to. And I have gotten burned by this guy quite a bit, and I'm still going back to it, bro. I'm going to go back to it. I'm going to go long shot on the Seattle Mariners. I'm going to take Seattle Mariners alternate team total at 7.5. At plus almost 300 here on DraftKings. I haven't looked. I haven't line shop. So if you can pop by, if anybody's on here and wants to pop over to FanDuel and check it out for me and let me know, If there's a better line somewhere else, would appreciate it. But actually, I just pulled it up real quick. 300. All right, it's 300 on FanDuel. So let me switch that right now. But yeah, dude, I just don't see a way Hendricks can keep getting away with this shit. Like, I did it. I have done it now twice. I have been on the Brandon Pfaadt fade train because of this shit, right? I've been on the fade train because the analytics been telling me, hey, regression's coming here. Like, we just can't continue to see the amount of barrels that are coming here. And the walks, it's the walks for me right now that are killing me. Because, to be honest, Kyle Hendricks' underlying numbers aren't terrible. Like, they're not terrible. But almost an 8% walk rate throwing that slow, not missing bats, and now you're going to have to go and face Julio, Raleigh, or Rosarena, and you can't make them swing and miss, and it's in LA. They're going to be loving this spot. The ball's going to be flying. You're used to playing in T-Mobile. You can hit a ball 400 feet. It's still not going. So I think this is the fade spot I want to go to. And I really like this spot for all those lefties because you still got Crawford up top, Jorge Polanco playing good baseball as well. And I just like the bullpen as well. Their bullpen is terrible. The Angels' bullpen sucks. And Seattle has a very, very good bullpen. So if we do get they're up like 2 or 3 runs, Seattle can hold them, and we start to see us get the back end of that bullpen that does suck. I think we can run this up. Sign me up, Seattle Mariners team total, 8 runs plus 300.
Sounds good. I like it. I like the price tag here as well. I mean, 8 is not really an insane amount of runs at all, honestly, especially with what you're saying. Hendricks not only barely hit 90 miles an hour, but also walking a ton of people. I mean, I'm in for it. I know, like you said, he's been annoying because you go to the hits allowed and then he walks fucking 4 people and it doesn't count. But yeah, I think this is a good just overall way to, target and take advantage. Do you like the regular team total as well, like the non long shot version? Is that worth a couple bucks?
I didn't even look. I didn't even look at it, honestly. What is it, 5.5? Actually, 4.5 at minus 136. I think I'd rather just go to 5.5.
Gotcha.
And play that plus money, but I don't mind it. At the 4.5 number, minus 135, I think that's a good spot.
Sounds good.
All right, I think we're good. I think we got
everything
taken care of. I haven't done a long shot in a minute, so I want to keep them stay it hot for them.
Mm-hmm. And before we get out of here, I got a question. You mentioned it earlier. Sounds like your Saturday's clear. You're going to be watching some UFC. You got any early thoughts on it before we?
On which one?
Well, I mean, mostly main card fights. I mean, I don't know. I'm curious if you have any takes, any ones that's sticking out to you. I've got a couple. But you're more the UFC guy than me, and I'm more the fan.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks because this card there's not much bettable like money lines, right? These main fights are all minus 300 pluses. Marab, I'm sure will close like minus 250 just because people are going to O'Malley throw him in there because they want to bet on him. But
100%.
So I'm expecting that line to get a little bit closer. So I'm going to bet on Marab, but I'm probably going to wait.
Sick. Same.
I don't think there's anything there's no hot takes for me. I don't have any like crazy hot takes. I think it's going to be it's going to be a good card. It's very hard to bet this card,
Yeah, no, a lot of those. You're gonna see some juiced money line parlays, and one guy's gonna fuck it. You know what I mean? And everyone's gonna get screwed because if you're like playing money line parlay, you got to have like 4 guys. You know what I mean? This isn't like one of those two leg kind of things. I'm glad you said that about Marab. I'll probably be pretty big on Marab. He's made me a lot of money. The guy's the machine, for a reason. And it's so funny that how people talk themselves into Sean O'Malley. Like, I knew it was going to happen. It was so obvious. And the guy's talking about he doesn't smoke weed anymore. He's not dyeing his hair. And people are like talking themselves into all this extra shit that doesn't matter at all. Like, I don't know. At the end of the day, I think Rob's just going to do what Rob does to everybody. And I don't know if O'Malley is, no matter how much time he takes off the Xbox, I don't know if that's going to matter, So I'm excited. It'll be a good fight. But I'm glad to hear you're on the same page there as well. And I agree. The public money, the bar stools, I'm sure Portnoy is going to drop like $1 million on him or something. Like, that money is going to come in. No one, if you're a casual UFC fan, you're not even betting this until a couple hours before. So I'm just going to wait, and then get some Rob money down as well.
Yeah, I think that's just the best way to do it. I mean, you also could maybe bet a live number there, assuming O'Malley has enough cardio to make it through that first round where he doesn't get fucking leached onto. and maybe he stays upright for the first round. But after that first round, I just feel like it's just going to be a fucking murder on there, bro.
Yeah.
Because to watch him do that to fucking Umar that was incredible, dude.
Yep, that was one of my favorite fights of this year because Umar is kind of like the guy you build in a lab to kind of stop that style as well, stick with him in the cardio, and it just didn't work. So, I mean, really, everyone kind of says that O'Malley's got to knock him out. He's got to send him to space. You're not going to be able to out Marab for 5 rounds. The other two I figured I'd bring up because I'm going to bet him. I'm going dog hunting this card because fuck it, why not? Maybe I'll be sad in the end. One, Mario Bautista, plus 155 to plus 160-ish, depending on where you're at. Nobody likes him. It feels like betting on guys nobody fucking likes is pretty profitable in the UFC. You get like an extra 30 cents. Patchy Mix, the fun new guy coming over, new promotion. How well is that done? These guys coming over from different spots to the UFC in their first match. How has that gone over these last couple of years? It hasn't gone. Well, that's true. He kind of rocks, and I bet on RDR a lot. But I'm mostly talking about PFL. He's a one guy. To be fair.
I just had to throw a wrench into it.
You're right, though. You're right. You did actually.
He just cashed me a plus 400.
You're right. No, that's a good example right there. But I'm going to be on that, and then an even bigger dog. I'm going to be fading Kevin Holland at minus 280. Luque brain bleed. I know that's not someone you want to be betting on. Just in general, it's very possible he gets sent into the shadow realm in the second round of this. But Kevin Holland looked absolute dog shit in his last fight against a guy, Gunnar Nelson, who fucking sucked. I mean, he was off a 2-year layoff. He came in there. He doesn't cut any weight, so he's small as fuck. It still takes him down the whole first round. The next 2 rounds, jack shit happened. Holland looked awful. For me to go lay minus 280 coming against someone after that is ridiculous. I will never do that. I get Luque, the health stuff, old, on his way out. There's a lot of negatives there, but I at 230, I got to. Like double dogs in the main card, plus 155 and plus 230 for me. You could just cash one of them and you walk away with a couple bucks. That's most likely how I'm going to be attacking those fights. Just hoping one of those dogs comes through. And I think it's going to be a Mario Bautista boring decision. That's the one that actually comes through. And people on Twitter are mad again, but I won't be mad. I'll have money in my pocket.
Beautiful. Well, we will pop off UFC for a sec just because I see there's a lot of questions in there. Let's get to those before you guys get out because you guys are lasting with us. 24 of you guys in here, still 36 minutes in. Let's get to some questions. How are we feeling about the Brew Crew tonight? Can they get their team total over? I would take first 5. I would take the first 5 team total if it's 2.5 plus money. I'm good with fading Randy Vasquez. It's a great spot to take walks as well. The Brewers have been a lot more patient over this run. So that'd be the way I'd do it. I think it'd be a first 5 because the Brewers do this so often where they'll score runs in the first 2 innings and then do shit till the 8th. Literally, it happens almost every time I watch them. I had a bet on an under-earned runs against the Brewers. I think it was by the Tigers. I don't remember who was throwing. It was 2 weeks ago. Gave up 2 runs in the first inning, and I'm like, I texted in the group. I'm like, bro, we ain't even dead yet, dude, because one of the runs was unearned. And guess what? Still fucking hit because the Brewers don't do shit. So just take them. First 5 team total. I think that's a good way to take it instead of dealing with that bullpen and having to sweat it out, especially at home where the Brewers have been playing pretty well. What do you think about Davis Martin under 17.5 outs versus the Royals? Do you have any thoughts here, Stu, or you want me to take this one?
I was looking at under Ks. That's the only thing. I didn't have a strong opinion on outs. I think low K rate against a team that doesn't strike out much. I think the under strikeouts was looking good to me. So outs, the Royals offense can really shut off. So that kind of scares me a little bit. I don't have a strong take on that. For me, it would be Ks. But do you have a take on it?
I don't know if I could take outs against them just because they're very tough because they're really having to rely on them taking him out of the game, right? Because of getting shelled, right? Because the Royals swing very early in counts, and the reason why they don't strike out much is because they're very aggressive early on in counts. So, like, that could really kill you. You could see multiple 8-pitch innings, and that's the only thing that kind of kills you here. So, if anything, I would maybe take I'd have to look into his walk rate, but maybe hits allowed because they will swing early, but there's a lot of, obviously, ground ball double play opportunities there as well. But it's nice to see Vinny Pasquantino start going a little bit now. He's starting to turn up. Sal Perez coming off a nice game yesterday. in game 1. We saw 5 or 6 runs scored in the game 2. So I think that's definitely a spot where I think maybe earned runs or checking out hits allowed. Those would be where I'd go. I just can't do an outs prop against the Royals, man. It's just they're just you're better off just laddering up, on either hits allowed or like them winning by a certain margin, just because they're just so hit or miss, and that's you might as well get plus money out of it. Miles, great show as always. SGP boost 50% on Bet365 for MLB. Any rapid fire ideas? I feel like me and Stu have kind of talked about the games that we like to target for this. I know Stu probably lean a little bit more towards Oakland. I think I would lean a little bit more towards the Cincinnati game. Maybe buy up under 5.5 Ks Lodolo. Maybe buying the over down to 8 or something, 7.5. Boost that up. I just think that there's going to be a lot of runs scored there. If you want to get a little bit even crazier, maybe adding like an LE swipe in there, something like that, or like I do always like betting on Suarez for RBIs against lefties. He'll be in the middle of that lineup. I think you get some really big plus money betting on something like that. But I would definitely want to have Suarez in that bet. I would really like to see under Lodolo strikeouts if you can buy it up a little bit. I wouldn't take the minus 115 in that parlay. But I think that would be a spot I would go. Is there any other ones in that A's game that you were looking at, Stu, or mostly just focusing there?
Yeah, no, I like what you said. I think some combination of like Wilson, 2 hits or 2 total bases, and then on the other side, like O'Hearn, obviously against a lefty. I think 2 total bases. The price might be dog shit on that. I haven't even checked yet.
Is O'Hearn gonna? Is he? You want to have O'Hearn in there? Or are you thinking Mountcastle?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Lefty on lefty. Yeah. I don't know.
Because Ryan O'Hearn is probably going to be batting
at the
6,
yeah.
5 or 6.
Mountcastle, you probably get a way better price on, even though he's a little bit more hit or miss. But I think that would be nice.
I will say, just be on the lookout for Adley Rutschman. He's fucking shit this whole year.
Okay.
This past week, he's starting to turn it up. I have him in fantasy. Don't worry, I've been watching a lot. He's been ass, but to just see him last night in a big spot against Brian Wu, put the go-ahead home run on him, like that was impressive. So I think that could be one of those swings that kind of starts turning up the season. So maybe a little crazy hit runs RBIs on him. Maybe play that up to like 4. Fuck it. Let me see what that's at, because that might be a long shot now. I'm now looking in this game. And I know that DraftKings is going to offer it for me, but I think that might be a guy I look at. Probably going to be batting 2 or 3 today with the lefty on the mound. We might see Gunnar Henderson move a little bit more towards that 4 hole just because he's facing the lefty. But we'll see. Let me find this. Where are you at? Adley? Where are you at? I don't even see him on here. I don't even see him.
Pickett doesn't even have it as a thing right now.
He's going crazy then. I'm telling you right now. The fact that he's the only Baltimore guy not on there is telling me I need to bet him.
Yeah, he's not listed for me. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Just a thought. I think that's definitely a guy I would look at here. So anything else, Stu? I think that's all the questions I've seen in here. Birdsong over 4.5 strikeouts. Now maxed out as a starter. Don't mind it if I'm going to bet in that game. I think I'd probably take under earned runs if it's a 2.5.
I'm curious. I'll check what that is real quick. But yeah, he's gone 88 pitches in back-to-back games, so he's mostly starter length. It's two. Oh wait, let's see, 2.5 minus 170 under. So
Hendricks no win. There it is. Play that. Even though Hendricks no win, I think is only like minus 350 or something because Bryce Miller's been so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah, which is a shame. He was one of my underdog all-stars last year, but
yes, he was. He was good last year. I had him last year. I didn't get him this year, thank God.
Yeah. No, I didn't play it this year, but good memories from him. Hopefully he turns it around. He was cooking. So yeah, I like this. And I like that little under 2.5 and combo as well with Hendricks.
All right, guys. We appreciate you guys. Still 25 of you guys in here, 45 minutes, even after UFC, even after all the questions. We appreciate you as always. Again, if you guys have any other questions, drop them in the chat. I have notifications going right to my phone, so I'll be able to answer. pretty much anything you guys have before that. Cashville, go about 5 minutes ago, bro. We just talked UFC, unfortunately. So we have we talked about Marab a little bit, but also just like kind of waiting for the casuals to throw the hammers on O'Malley. And you know, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. The only thing I'm mad about is that college is out, because you know you're hanging out with your buddies, drinking some beers, and you're in college. You're sitting on the couch like, fuck yeah, UFC's on. You know, every one of those motherfuckers putting those little $5, $10 bets on fucking Sean O'Malley. Sugar show, baby. Yeah. I'm just mad that they're all not going to be sitting next to each other, just 27 different bets all on Sean O'Malley, because then I will get better odds. That's the only thing I'm mad about, because I know if I'm sitting around with my buddies drinking a beer, hammer Sean O'Malley. He's got cool hair and shit, right? That's what you're about.
Especially after you lose your 5-leg parlay and you got to get your plus money get back. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like, oh, all on Sugar Sean. Yeah. Fuck it. Like, yeah, no, it's gonna be very last minute casual money, 100%. So we'll see. We'll see how it works. You know, we'll see how it works. We'll find out on Saturday, won't we?
Yes, sir. Adam, if you want to just shoot me a message over on Twitter, I'm not going to get into all that on the show just because we're already rolling a little long here. But definitely shoot me a message over on Twitter. I'll let you. I think I have like 4 or 5 already locked in. It's a great day to bet some college baseball today. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch you Monday. Be on the lookout for a time. I know my schedule is just going to flip on its head now that it's in the summer. I'm assuming we're going to be pretty close to that time, but just give you a heads up that it's going to be a little bit different, popping around some days that are early, some days are late, but yeah, it should be fun. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a good weekend. Any other questions, drop them in the chat. We'll do our best to get to them. So have a good one, guys, and best of luck for all your bets today.